Who committed the worst crime? Ex-cons ranked themselves by Jubilee. This is a very weird video. Like, I don't know why you want criminals like telling the crowd that they did. I mean,
I would put you at the front.
I didn't hurt anybody during a robbery.
You did.
It's her opinion. That's traumatizing. You probably gave someone PTSD.
100% I did. 100% I did.
So what is that? How many people is that?
I tried over 100 people. But the
Okay.
Go back. Just go back. Just go back.
listen, over 100 people. But the
Okay.
Go back. Just go back. Just go back.
listen.
what do you mean? Most serious, least serious. A crime is still a crime. Like, what the hell?
I don't know. He's too jacked. He's in the joint. Oh, you got a picture over here. Come on up. You.
In between?
Something about you. But
where
I think
do I
there's a
go?
little violence there. You stay right there. That put me about. I swear.
Go ahead. Yeah, okay.
She's smiling.
Get in here. I think the girl at the end is probably unsuspecting. You'd probably be over here a little bit more. So I would put you towards that side because you don't look like you've done anything too crazy.
Too crazy, right? Yeah, I agree. She looks innocent.
I'd come to you guys' side.
I mean,
The quiet one's always.
she can't really be innocent if she's in a video with you talking about rank your crimes. That means she did something bad, probably. I mean, to be honest, you're all a bunch of criminals.
Did a lot of times.
Hopefully,
so you haven't said a
hopefully
word.
so.
So you're probably in the right spot.
I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think. It's like
No,
a
it's at least
smoke
two
me when we
school threats.
Something about you that I'm puzzled about, you know, the tattoo, the way you talk. I'm not sure about you down there, you know. You're gonna move over here.
All right. You want to switch with me? Okay.
Let me see those tattoos.
My tattoos?
Yeah, let me see them.
Those are done on
You're
the
over
street.
here.
This is
I'm
prison.
over here, right? See, I'm over
Over
here.
here.
Those are
Right here.
street. Tall guy with the hat. That's a drug charge. I put that on least serious if it was
I'm with
me.
you. That is
Yeah.
It's drugs. Who cares about them?
Let's see. Anybody did enough time to have face tattoos?
What? What do you mean they're just drugs? Who cares about them? My guy. You know how many people crash out over drugs, buddy? Man, these old heads, bro. Man, ain't no fucking way he just said that.
Oh, wait.
I've never heard anybody
covered
say
up.
that day in my life.
Sometimes, like, I'm
They're
telling you,
just drugs.
there's that
Who cares
twerk.
about them?
You're like a serial killer. Oh, you could have been.
Could have been.
It's just that click, you know. It's like I would have a drink with you.
I'm gonna take that as a
For sure.
compliment.
But you got to go up there right now. You get me a little nervous.
Which side?
All the way,
Over
all
Pops?
the way, all the
Okay.
way. Pop, you stay right there. You
I
can't
don't think
fool
she
me.
did that much of a serious
Come on.
crime.
Think I'm right here? Okay.
Yeah.
I think the last two should switch. I think he probably did the worst crime. She did the least worst crime. By appearance, that's just my opinion. She looks very like angelic, like innocent to me, and he just looks more rugged, like he's willing to do something a little more dangerous, in
She
my
did
opinion.
time. See her hand tattoos.
Yo, bro, why
She's
do
like
people
that.
wanna look like they did a crime, bro? Like, do you wanna bring more suspicion to yourself, bro? Like, hey man, maybe I just think differently.
Nurse that killed
Doesn't
somebody.
really,
Definitely.
the whole description
killed
of what a
the-
criminal should look like doesn't really make sense to
Everybody
me.
killed somebody, man.
When I was in prison, a lot of the dudes that were in there for serious crimes didn't look like they were in there for serious crimes. If they looked like the typical dude you would see in an office, I was like, that's a sex offender. I'd put you on like a bank fraud, forgery, burglary type of scenario. You've done time, but you've done lots of different stretches of time. Nothing crazy all at once is my guess.
Same.
A lot of people who did like really serious crimes, they end up finding their zen in prison. And so they'll just be this like calm aura about them. Or they've done so much time that they don't readjust well to the world. And then you catch an air of like, you know, that PTSD, that anxiety off people. And when people did a violent crime, that doesn't really tell you anything about their life, because that can be a 5-minute accident. But when people have drug crimes or identity theft, that's usually indicative of their lifestyle.
I
She's
disagree.
speaking facts. She's
If you're apt to, to be violent, you're to be violent. It's not like a snap to kill the motherfucker. No, you know, it's in you to kill the motherfucker.
I was in women's prison, so violence is
There's
a
crazy
less.
bitches in there, you know that.
I mean, there's girls who killed their abusive boyfriends,
Right.
though. I mean, that was most of the murders that I saw.
There you go, right? Get over there. Man, they gotta switch this shit.
I was feeling that vibe too.
Yeah, you get your finger in that vibe too. No. You gotta go over here.
This guy went down when he was young, and he's changed. He's not the same guy he was when he went down for something when he was 17, 18, 19. I see personal growth on this one, which I think means you did something serious. Come down here.
The young lady right here should move over. You got the spider web on your elbow. You know, it's giving me them kind of cartel vibes.
This guy here, though, you might have done a lot of time, but I don't think it was for that serious.
Yo, imagine she in the car. She was
I
in the
get,
cartel,
like,
bro. She got some serious
70s
connections,
dope
bro.
case off
These
you,
niggas
or
will cut
maybe
off your
like
head,
environmental terrorism, or
Cartel
some
niggas
like
don't
you know
play-
the radical
don't play
stuff, the
around.
real radical stuff that was happening in the 70s, because I see that like political edge to you maybe. So I would put you down at least to the right of the guy with the hat.
No, he's got a lot of murders, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's a shot
Trust
caller.
me, he's got a body.
So we have our two women over here on the most serious.
Because women are like that. I mean, or they could be snakes, they could be tough, and they'll shank you if they have to. I mean, they'll do what they gotta do. And listen, bitches are bitches, man.
This gentleman over here has had some
His
bad
mouth is
experiences
crazy,
with women, clearly. He's a little traumatized. Just about nothing he says about women aligns with my experience in prison, where almost everybody was there for less serious crimes.
Killing their babies and stuff.
Nah, man, they were fighting back against abusive men,
don't
which
get in that conversation.
might be
Don't get in that
what's
conversation.
going
That
on
false
over
bullshit.
here.
They hit you first, and then they say, "Oh man, he hit me because he's a baby." That bitch hits me, I thought I hit her like a man. You know,
Okay,
it's
proving
like-
my point right here.
No, because it's just.
Yeah, this old head drunk. I'm calling women bitches and shit. Talking about knocking them upside the head. I mean, what he's saying is understandable though. If a woman hits you, you should hit them back. Hey, I didn't say that, but that's what the old head is saying. Like,
It's about society.
it's probably gonna
Listen,
turn into a
if
much
a bitch
bigger
slaps you,
argument.
what are you supposed to do?
Slap him back.
Call your
Thank you,
sister.
Pop, man. You in the old school. Listen, I'm not gonna abuse her. I never hit a woman in my life.
This gentleman over here, he interrupts people a lot when they talk. So he doesn't have that respect value that people, or, so there's two ways this could go. Or you were high up on the food chain. So I think you did bids, because you were never there long enough to get either that zen, or you were always getting in fights. You were on these short bids and you were always getting in fights because you run your mouth.
I like this. Keep going. Keep going.
There's obviously more boisterous characters, and usually from my experience, the louder they are, typically the less serious in crime. It's more of like their bravado and that's not my style. The dude with the Nike shirt on, I think he's secretly down here somewhere. That's my guess.
Where I'm at? Where I'm
Bank
at?
fraud dude is down
Yeah,
here
I
as
think-
well.
See, bro, see. They starting to notice the blackball, bro. He quiet, bro. So it's the quiet ones. You gotta watch them niggas, bro. Them niggas, they really down some shit. Like,
He's up here a little bit more.
I think you're over here.
Yeah,
I
this
think
way.
you're
Okay.
right here, actually.
Okay.
The way that I
bald
rank,
head- black people with the bald heads, bro, and the beard, bro. They be having some bodies, bro. They be having some bodies on them. You gotta watch them. You need freakishly strong too, bro.
drug offenses is on like
I
the
don't
lowest scale. I just don't even think it should be illegal. So I still think this guy has dealt with some addiction issues and went to prison on that. I put Zane down towards the end because I think he was just on drugs and kept getting some dirty ways and went to prison.
What do people who have struggled with addiction look like?
It's
All
a
of
mix. It's a mix for sure.
Everybody struggles with something. So, and listen, they should have whatever it is.
You two are serious as well as this guy right
What's
here.
something serious? You're
And
up there.
I think you're down here.
No.
That's my guess.
Where?
Yeah, me too.
I would
think
say
she's
you're
down.
down.
I'd say
She's down here
I'd put
somewhere.
you here,
right here.
I think you two have done serious time, especially you haven't said a whole lot, and I know you probably did something serious, is my guess, because you just handle yourself.
Yeah,
a little
they
bit.
object, but that's at the end.
Bank fraud and you, I think that could be a switch. But I know you don't. I think you're in that somewhat serious range.
I think he needs to come here.
I'm next to you.
And I think that'll lock it in.
You guys sure?
Nope.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
We're gonna lock this appearance ranking in.
Yeah, bro, I feel like that's the right way.
I was charged with misdemeanor DUI with injury.
I was charged with delivery of heroin, conspiracy to distribute heroin, and drug delivery resulting in death.
I was charged with
Okay, bro. My thoughts as to why she's not in jail, bro, I do not know. Shit, nigga. If I was the judge, I'd have put her under the jail. First off, you're delivering drugs, bro. And one of your deliveries resulted in somebody dying, man. Like, that's enough for me.
burglary of a dwelling and theft.
I was charged with organized fraud and grand theft.
I was charged with the RICO for armed robberies and more.
Damn.
I was charged with conspiracy to trafficking, and RICO for cannabis.
I was charged with aggravated assault, attempted murder on a witness, murder, conspiracy, and gun charge.
What the heck? Yo.
You gotta go pop leak.
Hell nah, bro. Hold up, nigga. Let me rewind this shit. Nigga, conspiracy, murder, attempted murder on a witness, aggravated. Bro, this nigga's like, bro. Come on, bro. He's a crash out. I know it. I know it. Bro, you trying to kill, bro? You trying to kill witnesses, bro? Come on, bro. What's wrong with you, bro? Nah, this nigga drunk. Murder. yo, this nigga started drunk. This nigga started crashing out. I get it. He tried to get rid of the witness. He couldn't even get the job done.
Conspiracy and gun charge.
And a gun charge.
You gotta go pop least serious. You gotta go down to the end. You gotta go all the way to the end.
Yeah, least serious,
I think
bro.
she should go second.
He got a RICO for delivering weed, bro. Bro, old head, not any, bro, no. This nigga killing niggas, bro. Yo, why is he not in jail? This nigga tried to kill the witness, and he did kill somebody.
Yeah,
And he
her
got a
crime
gun
injured
charge,
someone.
bro.
I think you should go third.
Lock this nigga up, bro.
My personal thought is
Man,
this was
I'm
an
the judge
accident.
seeing this, bro. I'm
Gets
making sure
tired,
that
drunk,
nigga
crashes. It
getting
results in
him
an
getting
injury,
him
which
50
sucks.
years
It's,
at
and
least,
it's
bro.
not an intent behind that. He wishes that day didn't happen. You'd made a choice.
That's what I'm saying. That's least serious.
You made it exactly. So
you gotta get back
I
here.
think you're back
Yeah,
over
you
here. I
gotta
think
come back
you,
here.
personally, if you take a gun or a weapon and try to rob someone, armed robbery is
Yeah,
serious.
that's
That's like you
That's
make the
intentional.
wrong move and dude's dead. So I think yours is a lot more thought out. Bad idea. I think I'd put you over heroin.
Heroin.
Yeah, heroin. In my opinion, heroin's not a big deal. So I'm with you.
What?
I'm
Hold
personally,
up,
I'm like,
nigga, what? Heroin is not a big deal. My brother, what drugs do you partake in, bro? Ain't no way this nigga just said heroin is not a big deal. This shit kills a lot of people, bro. Bro, what's wrong with these old heads, bro? They tight ass fit. The whole fit is just tight, bro.
okay, drug people, you're down here.
I think what the intent,
Heroin's not
that
a
is
big
what
deal.
criminal law should be based on. Willful
what the
behavior.
fuck?
Accidents, that's a different thing. Because you didn't like get behind the wheel of a car and said, today's the day I'm gonna hurt someone.
Right.
But if you think about serious, this could be an accident, but it's a really serious accident and 5 people get killed. An accident of a truck driver slam and kill people. That's serious. Robbery,
what was
right?
yours?
Yeah.
Organized fraud.
Oh,
Organized
fraud.
fraud?
You're going down there. You're over after the guy in the black shirt. This is good right here.
So fraud, in my opinion, is worse than
Yes,
drugs. So this girl's got to come in front of this girl.
I'd agree with that.
You still belong in the front, like all the way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
died.
still agree
you,
with that.
You need to go to number 1.
For real?
No, number 2. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Because
I
somebody-
wholeheartedly agree. You should not have been delivering drugs.
Okay, but what about all the times that I overdosed But
we shouldn't
someone
have
was
bought the
there to
drugs.
Narcan me. Okay, so then you just admitted that my choice to use drugs was my choice.
It is a
And
choice, but
therefore
you
my responsibility.
I understand. My mother died of a drug overdose too. Hey, she shouldn't have been doing drugs. I think that your crime is terrible. Like, you shouldn't have been selling drugs. So I think you belong in number 2.
So you think drugs are a serious crime?
I do.
Yes,
that's
bro,
just
it is,
about
bro.
how we grade
Put
serious.
her ass in the front.
Drugs to me is not serious, so I think opposite.
Same.
Robberies, guns, murders, all that kind of stuff. A little bit hard. That's serious.
Her
Bro,
choices.
what, bro? Bro, they trying to separate. No, bro. You can really put drugs. You could really put drugs and violence into two different categories, bro. But they could both lead to the same thing, bro, which is death, bro. That's why they're labeled as serious, bro. Like, you fucking old heads, bro. Bro, she seems like the only smart person, bro. Like, and then the black guy is just not talking at all, bro. He's just there to be a crash out, silent crash out.
Killed someone.
No, when autonomous adults consent to the risk in the behavior they are engaging in. And under that, I would actually be less serious than him because the person he hit did not consent to the risk. They were out walking or driving their car. They weren't engaging in a dangerous behavior.
I'm with you 100%. And fraud, that's way worse than
Yeah, it is.
I'm
I think it's
willfully
a
going to
switch.
get drugs.
I think this is switch. I think this
I
is
don't,
two
I don't
ladies.
agree with that.
Yeah, but you guys are drugs are just drugs,
Sorry.
man.
This is switch.
Every drug should be legal. I don't care about fentanyl should be legal.
If people could get
choice.
fentanyl
Somebody
from
tell
the
the
pharmacy,
old
they
heads,
wouldn't
shut the fuck
die
up,
because
man.
they would be
Right.
able to dose. Fentanyl
What
is
the
in
fuck is
every
he on?
hospital
Every
every
drug
single
should be
day.
legal.
People
What the
don't
fuck?
overdose and die from fentanyl in a hospital. Why is that? Because people know their dose. You can be precise. The issue why people die from drugs is drug prohibition. That's it.
I know that. To me, it's not serious. It's a choice by everybody involved. Obvious, the guys who
Yeah, he
use
right. It's a
violence in
choice,
any one
bro.
way or another, it's serious. So I think this is pretty looking good.
So I would put all drug crimes as the least serious, then accidents of whatever kind, even if they resulted in injury or death, then willful behaviors that are like nonviolent that didn't hurt someone.
Your
like
drug distribution wasn't willful?
This is like, I mean, I don't think prostitution should be illegal because that is consenting. If it could be regulated, there wouldn't be abuses, there wouldn't be pimps.
Can't
You're
die
right,
for having
100%.
for consenting
Right.
to have sex. But okay.
But it's a consensual transaction between adults, and
But it's
there is risk.
but it's illegal.
Are you saying that the criminal
Bro,
law?
bro, just cause you consent to doing something don't mean it should be fucking legal. What the hell? That's like me consenting to want to go out and kill 5 people, which I would never do, cause I'm not a goddamn psychopath. I'm not a psychopath, bro. So why would I do that? Man, I done lost the whole goddamn scenario in my fucking head, bro.
As written in the United States, is infallible and perfect.
No.
Because like being a lesbian could have got me sent to prison in previous decades. Criminal law is a construct, a social construct. It varies by county line. How arbitrary is that? That the side of a county line you're standing on could be the difference between probation and 20 years.
I'm agreeing. Anything time you got a choice to do what you want. But it's a choice. Everybody has choices, man. You got to someday say, hey, fuck it, I f***ed up. And change if you want to. If you don't want to change, that's your own business, you know?
Exactly,
But
bro.
you can do that, is what I'm getting at.
Exactly, bro.
When I was a kid, I was, a little street dealer. I moved up, and I wound up moving to Florida, and it was closer to Colombia and Jamaica. My main thing was to figure out how to get cannabis from there to here. And I wound up, doing a couple little airplane deals, then big boats, and then bigger airplanes, and it just wound up just getting completely out of hand, It was nonstop for years and years, hundreds of thousands of pounds of cannabis, actually. And then, I got arrested. I went away for a couple of years and got out, and then got arrested again. I was set up by a friend of mine. He had owed me some money for an airplane that he had stolen from me and crashed. And That's how he put it together with me to get me into doing it, because I told him like 4 or 5 times, no, I don't want to do that. No, you know, I'm done with that. 3 years in prison was enough for me, you know. He kept hounding at me, and I wound up borrowing some money from some people that I shouldn't have. And when they wanted it back, that's when he got me to conspire with him. A reverse sting is what they called it. You know, where the police set you up.
I'm not reading
And that's
that.
when they had a hold of me real good. I made all my time in prison good. I didn't waste any time with anything that I did in there. I tried to stay positive all the time I was in there. I tried to help as many people as I could, you know, especially youngsters.
Am I recording right now, man? Why are we recording? Bad shit no more. Go ahead and like the video. By the way, if you haven't liked the video right now, you should go ahead and like it. I know I really appreciate it.
And I would try to get them out of what they were doing.
So when I was 19, I had just gotten prescribed Xanax that day. So I ended up taking 15, and I had gone to sleep and then woken up early in the morning to drop off my friend at his house. When we pulled up to the first stoplight, I actually fell asleep, and he had woken me up and asked me like if I wanted him to drive. And I told him, no, I'm good. I can drive. I'm perfectly fine. Probably no less than like a minute or two later, I was going down a hill and I hit a tree and flipped my car. We were both not injured from the car accident, but he ended up getting an injury from kicking out my windshield. He had scratched up his entire leg, had to get stitches on his leg, and that's why it was an injury, with a DUI with injury.
So my best friend and I, we both got into OxyContin, and then they cracked down on OxyContin prescribing, so all of a sudden it was like $100 a pill, and people were scrambling, and we switched to black tar heroin. And you know, it took a few years before I actually got like real bad in addiction. Like both he and I, we wanted a better life. Like we didn't want that, but addiction is hell, you know? And in that time, my friend Justin, he was going to jail and he got out. He was trying to do the recovery thing, but he just couldn't manage it. So within a couple months, he relapsed, and he texted his drug dealer to deliver him a gram. And on the way to deliver it, his drug dealer got a flat tire. And he knew that I lived with a drug dealer. And so that night, he was gonna be dope sick, and he had to go to work in the morning or else he's gonna violate his parole. And so he texted me asking if I could middleman a gram. And I did. He came over to my apartment. I asked if he wanted to stay and hang out. And he said, no, I gotta work in the morning. And he left. And because he was right outside of Multnomah County, on the Washington County line, he overdosed and died that night alone in his bedroom. And Washington County at that time was treating overdoses like murder. And so they raided my apartment the next day and charged me with drug delivery resulting in death for my best friend's death, and against the wishes of his family, who repeatedly tried to get them to drop the case. You know, they always say like, oh, but what about the victim? So in this case, his mom was listed as my victim, and she's going to court opposing the prosecution and writing a letter on my behalf at sentencing. But victims' voices only matter when they align with the punitive interests of the prosecution. So Justin was a criminal while he lived, jail, prison. And the first time he was ever treated as a victim was after he died. And then all of a sudden they had over $1 million to prosecute and lock us up. But they didn't have money for treatment while he lived.
When I was 18, I was living on my own. I had a 2-year-old daughter, and I was approached by my sister, and she told me that she had an opportunity for me to make some money. I would get paid $10,000 for every $40,000 that I would withdraw from the bank. I agreed because I was naive. What I had to do was open up a bank account, and in turn, she gave it to the people that she was working with. They added my information to a millionaire's account, and they were transferring money from his account into my solo account. I found that out afterward. I didn't know how the money actually got in my account before this. And when we got there, I was instructed to, at the first bank, to take out less than $10,000 so that the red flags don't go up. There was 2 men, and they were the drivers driving me and my sister. I also had my 2-year-old daughter with me. At this point, I didn't even know I was committing a crime. We made it to as soon as I left the bank, I gave the money to the guys. At the third bank, I go in and I go to the teller, I give her my ID, and I gave her another slip to take out money. And I knew right away something was wrong. I saw her reach under the desk, which I'm guessing that's when she pressed the button and she alerted the police. When the bank was swarmed with police officers, I automatically knew that it was for me. Like, I felt it. And I got on the phone, I called my sister right away, which she was right outside with the guys in the car. And they left. They left me at the bank. I was completely alone, 2 hours away from home, didn't know where I was at. I was 18 years old.
Damn, they basically set her ass up. Damn. Nah, they cooked her. You know, in that situation when you got kids, bro, shit, you gotta be more aware of your surroundings, bro. You gotta think to yourself, bro. If something's too good, if it sounds too good to be true, chances are it's too good to be true, bro. Like, ain't no way you was finna get that much amount of money doing that little bit of work. But hey, man, it's good that she experienced that, so she knows for the future, for her kids and for her, it won't happen again.
So that night I went to jail, and I had a $10,000 bond, and I was bonded out by the guys, but a couple days later, they were knocking at my door. Come to find out, they were trying to harm me because they thought that I had, given them away, even though nobody else got arrested. I was the only one ever charged for the crime. It was a huge organized fraud ring. They had over 55 victims, $1.something million was stolen. And I was also a victim because I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. I was just told to open up a bank account. So at the end, I was charged with organized fraud. It was a white-collar crime and grand theft.
I started getting in trouble as a younger kid. 9 years old was my first charge, and they tried to take me to detention, and it didn't work because you had to be 10. So from the time I hit 10 through 18, I did a decent little chunk here.
Getting your first crime at 9 years old, like, that's actually insane, bro. I've never known a 9-year-old who was that bad that he needed to go to jail. Shit, man. These little white boys be different.
And there from detention, 16, I got put on state's custody. That's when I started doing drugs. I broke my wrist snowboarding at 16 years old and got addicted to pain pills. So from 16 basically till 18 through high school, I was addicted to heroin and opiates. It was constant drug tests, kept getting dirty ways. I couldn't stay clean and sober. It was just unfamiliar for me. Strangely enough, I have a scar on my right arm, if you may be able to see it. I was one of the first people to get sentenced to get an opiate blocker installed in my arm. 19 years old, I robbed my drug dealer's house. Nothing was exciting in the safe, unfortunately, but that was the crime that I had committed. It was burglary of a dwelling and theft. And at 19 years old, they sentenced me to prison for burglary of a dwelling and theft. Not the amount of time. But yeah, those were my original charges. But it was heavily drug related leading up to that.
Oh, I started young. I started in organized crime at 12. Moved up, went to the service. Then I got out. Then I ended up being the biggest jewel robber in the United States. Robbed 15 to 18 million. I was hooked up with organized crime. So, but when I got arrested with helicopters and it was fed because the state I had the mayor in my pocket, and we had the whole town who couldn't touch us. These were daytime robberies. I would go into the store, I would tie everybody up. I was, you know, a professional. I knew who was coming, who was going, the cops were coming, everything. The people we had, boom, team, take them down, boom, tag. We never gagged anyone because we don't want to murder anybody because if they puke, they die. So we didn't do that. So after, you know, we got them in there. I mean, it was a robbery. I had dynamite and everything, but thank God we didn't use it because we were going to kidnap somebody. But we didn't because that's no statute of limitation on that crime. And then even crazier, after that, I mean, I go away for not telling. So when I go away, while I'm in there, I get charged with another crime for protecting somebody. And then after that, got out. Been all over.
Whew, that conversation was so interesting. It reminds me of that unfortunate time that Billy
That was the longest. Man, that shit was all over the place.
ran his unicycle into an open pothole.
Yeah, didn't he like dislocate both his arms and break his leg and even lose a tooth?
Yeah, I'm so glad he recovered from that. He went through such a treacherous process trying to sue, and he barely even got compensated.
It must have taken him like 3 to 4 months to get a lawyer. It was horrible.
Yeah, the sad part was his legal fees were comparable to his compensation.
I mean, I'm sure there's a firm out there that does online appointments and all the paperwork for you and at no cost unless you win your case.
You mean Morgan & Morgan?
America's largest injury law firm?
Morgan & they give you a...
You click so...
Drug game early, about 15, 16 years old. You know, I lived in with my mom. I had 4 sisters. I'm the only boy. Well, I watched my mom struggle all her life, trying to take care of 5 kids by herself. So when I was in the streets hanging out, like the drug game was easy. We just stand in the corner hanging out. So I'm hanging out with them, but I ain't making no money. So I decided I'm gonna start hustling along with him. And then we started hustling, we started making money, and we started getting good at it. And we just got more into the game, from weed to serving cakes, cocaine, then crack. You know, so with that came a lot of altercations, a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. A month after I got out of prison, I got locked up for a drug case previously. Then I bailed myself out. Then one of my friends got murdered. When he got murdered, I didn't get no therapy for it, nothing like that. So I was kind of, traumatized by it. And I was angry, I was hurt. And I had a mindset of that nobody else in my friends would get killed, or my family. So I was dealing with that kind of issue. And then we got into another issue with some other guys at a skating ring where we got into a shootout. I wound up killing one of the guys who was shooting at us. And was on a run for like 3 weeks. Then I got locked up. And when I got locked up, I was charged with a slew of charges. That they gave us the 5 charges, and then I was sent to jail at 19 years old.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna switch his aim. Yeah, y'all too. Y'all switch. Y'all too. That kind of good. Good. The car accident was just him being intoxicated. This scratch on his front leg, something that he kind of inflicted on himself trying to get out. So I don't think he was responsible for that, but he got charged for it.
I could make the argument with these two still, because there was a death involved. You kind of knew something was fishy, obviously. Nobody just gives people 10 grand. And yours was not willfully like, hey, I want to hurt my best friend. Obviously, no, but the result was your best friend died.
I would actually switch these two down here, because the guy you shot was just as likely to have shot you. And there wasn't enough money to come into your community and alleviate poverty, but there was an...
Hold up.
Come here. I know you seen my text like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Thank you.
She did not text me. Oh, wait, she did. Okay, now we go. Continue.
Enough money to put you
Probably
in
gonna edit
prison
that
for
out.
I don't know how long.
Just a whole bunch of
So there's unlimited funds to lock people up, but not enough funds to lift people up. But just like whether you were the victim or the perpetrator that day was a coin toss. This gentleman traumatized I don't know how many people for life, especially in these particular circumstances where the guy you killed was sort of consenting to the risk. He was shooting at you, right? I would put you at the front.
Interesting argument.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because it was self-defense and he tied people up and.
Hey man,
That is
no. Either way, they're committing violence, bro. Even though the red shirt guy, he did it willingly. The gray shirt guy didn't. I mean, red shirt is still a menace, bro. Like he's an absolute menace to society. But so is the guy in that white Nike shirt. I mean, in the gray Nike shirt, bro. Hey. I guess they could be judged off of the situation.
I didn't hurt anybody during a robbery.
You did.
It's our opinion. It's our opinion.
Listen, I
You
get
did.
it. Listen.
That's traumatizing. You
tying
probably
them
gave
up,
someone
bro. Just
PTSD.
traumatized.
100% I did. 100% I did.
So what is that? How many people is that?
But you got to. No, I tried over 100 people. But the.
Okay.
Go back. Just go back. Just go back.
Listen, I didn't rob old people. I protected old people. Listen. Although what I did was wrong, there is a code I lived by. I never hurt somebody unless they were in my business. If you were in the drug business or you were in the loan sharking business, the bookmaking business, then you're fair game.
Or if they were in the jewelry store.
Well, those jewelry stores didn't pay protection. There's a whole thing. The mob is a whole different animal how we work.
Because they weren't in.
I'm not saying right. Again, I changed my life.
I don't think you're taking responsibilities for your actions.
Especially if they stay in the jewelry business and now every day when they go to work in the profession that they've had for their entire life, they're going to think it's today the day. It's today the day.
Listen, they couldn't get one person to come
emotional
testify against me. Not one. You know why?
Because they were scared.
No.
You were in the mob, bro.
Listen, you're wrong. And I'm telling you why, and I mean this. They said, he's a nice guy. I robbed a store in Sarasota, Florida. Great store. Dude, old people come in. I put them down nicely. I didn't even tie them up.
You tied
no.
people?
I was listen, I had the two people in the store tied up.
He made a nice bow.
The girl, I used to do it in a suit and all. They buzz, here's people, I'm already robbing it. We went in, took them down. I let them in. I opened my jacket. I said, you're in a robbery. The old lady goes, I go, no. You come with me. I put them in a chair. I put the other, no trauma. I said to him, listen to me. Listen, dog, listen. I said to him, don't do anything. Give me 5 minutes and we're out of here. Just get up and call the police. He said, okay. In the newspaper the next day, it said, they were nice guys. They had a story until they're dead. But who?
She was still traumatized.
No shit. Why are you see, there's where snowflakes do it. And I'm not calling anybody snowflake.
It's my opinion.
Again, good. No, I agree. But we got to get tough. We got to get where listen, things happen to all of us. He had addiction issues. He turned around. He didn't fucking say, oh, me. Fuck it. I'm gonna stop this shit. And you fucking change. And I love people who change. I changed.
When you're in that criminal lifestyle, to you at that time, you thought you were being gentle with them. You were being nice. I didn't gag them. I didn't do this. They're living a regular people life. That is traumatizing. If you are a regular old couple cruising through the jewelry store looking for your new watch or whatever, dude rolls up, hey, let me gently tie your ass up. That's pretty rough for them. You know what I mean? Like at their psyche at that point, it's rough.
Nice, you know? But listen, I'm sure I tied up an asshole once, and he deserves to be tied up.
Okay, but you opened your jacket to flash guns.
Just like well, it was a BB gun. I never used a real gun.
They didn't know that though.
Right.
But yeah, they didn't.
There's trauma.
But I think
I don't use guns because you get a lot of time.
You have a strict moral code so that you can sleep at night, but it's within the mindset of like the criminal lifestyle. Like you're right, you traumatized them less than you could have. and that's good. But you did hurt them.
I think you're justifying it so that you can be at peace with yourself. And although you've changed, I still feel like that's traumatizing to people.
But we live in a fluid, crazy, violent world.
No, but most people don't, man.
Yes, they do. Most people do.
No.
Most people do.
Listen, you said you had the mayor in your pocket. I can infer from that a lot of things about your connections and your power in that city at that time, which would maybe deter people from wanting to testify.
I get you're 100% right, but when you have parties in cities and you take care of the city and the people there, the poor people, never paid for a thing. I did things for that town. Now, to this day, there's pictures that they talk about because I help families with kids, give them sneakers, do a lot of good. People just think of crime as, oh, that guy, throw him away. But there's a lot of economy in crime.
What you mean? You're a criminal. You're doing crimes, bro. You acting like niggas not supposed to lock you up, bro. Niggas not gonna just let a serial killer be, bro. If he killing like 10 people a day, bro, then going around doing charity events for the whole world, bro. That's not how this shit works, buddy. Don't just offset the bad by doing good, bro. Like, what this nigga think this is? Like, bro, it's not a video game, my nigga. Like, I get it. Not all criminals, they not all bad at heart. But at the end of the day, buddy, you still committing a crime. You still need to take responsibilities for your actions, bro, and take the punishment that come with it.
But they say the ends don't justify the means.
You're number one.
Humanity. Humanity.
I personally don't think that Larry takes responsibility for his actions. I think he just thinks that it was just nothing. So I feel like if it presented itself, he's probably likely to reoffend, in my opinion.
Seriously, I gotta switch with him.
No, you're number one. No, you're number one.
No, you're definitely at the front. Even though this was just cannabis, if you're at the level of like
Planes
and stuff, like that is stuff I've only seen in the movie Blow, man. Like that is like Hollywood to me.
Yeah, for real, bro. He transporting the weed he transporting the Zod on boats and shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. You at kingpin numbers then, bro. I feel like they letting the old head rock because he old, bro. You mean they need to put the bald head guy, bro, who like Leonardo da Vinci. Put that nigga down some, bro.
And like the level of profit you were making off that's some crime. Like, I mean, like, that really is like,
yeah, bro, and he knew he was doing it. He definitely top 3.
Degree.
So you're to like the lowest power, and he was to the highest degree on marijuana.
I mean, he was making, I don't know. Did you say how much money you were making?
No.
Okay.
How much money were you making?
A lot of money.
Right.
Lots of money.
I'm just thinking if his was more serious than yours, because you were how old?
18.
When you're that young, it's so hard to conceive of like abstract consequences, which is what, like, you had no idea how much time you were facing.
I see. It was more organized than mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one takes a small army and one takes one person.
So
you were doing it for a lot of years. My crime took one day, that's it.
That's what I'm saying. But it would have took more than one day if you didn't get caught.
Maybe.
Right? You would have continued and continued.
You're right.
Till
Maybe.
you drained the account.
How long was your organization?
I don't know, 10, 12.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
The way I think.
Right here.
Your
all right. The way I think about it is, you had the most serious crime. All right.
In self-defense?
Especially when it comes to a human life. And it was an accident with what happened with you, but there was a human life involved. So you would be next to him. As far as serious crimes, as far as serious stuff went down.
You're still number one.
You're still
number one.
Oh, come on.
Nobody moved you.
Trying to get at it.
But I just so profoundly disagree with that. You're using this framework of like human life, that being the end all be all if there was a death, but circumstances matter.
It kind of is the end all
matters.
be all though, because you can recover from a financial disaster. You can recover from, someone robbed me. You can't recover from death. So that's why there's a little bit more seriousness to that. Because they don't get a chance anymore.
The day before, it could have been Justin middlemaning me the gram, and I overdosed for the 13th time. Okay, that is a coin flip of a circumstance.
But it was still, if they charge you, I'm not saying I believe in the charge at all. Nobody there has, had people charged with losing a life. You did. So he's got a point that being up here, you should go here. Move up.
I think you should be on the end, and you should be here.
I don't agree with
I
that.
don't feel like self-defense should be the worst crime. I would definitely kill somebody if they're shooting at me. Definitely.
But what led up to him shooting at him? Like he's in that world. They're going after each other, so they know that, right?
Okay, but the people he tied up weren't in that world. He needs to be
why
at
I'm
the
with
front.
you. I could make the argument that dude's down here.
He's up front, I would say.
The red is number one,
up front,
for sure.
Yeah.
He tied up, he admitted to tying up over
Do I have to move?
That's pretty much
Do I have to move?
I think Pops and Nike should switch spots.
Oh, me and Pop?
No, not you. You're
good.
You're good. You're good right there.
So you
He's good.
all the way in front of
Wow,
her.
who put this in there?
Yeah,
Who
I
put
mean,
my man
no,
over there?
I
He's
would
down with
switch
me.
you two.
It's
He's
self-defense.
in my group.
What's the,
Yeah, switch.
That's it.
They think I did
Yeah, you
something
can't
serious.
be more serious. But then I can't
go
be in front of you. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is debatable, but again,
No, he's totally on the other end of this, man. He had no life lost.
I feel like that looks
That's
good.
just
We
the thing.
don't know that.
Pop, go down there, man.
where?
Go down to right after the guy black. No, the DUI.
Right.
Oh, no, the girl. Come on, she knew more than she said. Go to the back.
She knew more than
You go to the back. She knew more.
You don't like
Listen,
me.
you're not getting 10
It's
grand out
okay.
of 40.
He had a 10-year organization flying planes and drugs into another country.
You said seriousness.
Are you serious? That is serious.
Wait a minute. He's helping people. You are taking people's life savings.
All
What
right.
happens when they take the money out of the account?
Insurance.
No. Not all the time.
FDIC.
Not all the
yeah.
time.
Up to
Yes, it is.
250K.
He got his money back.
But that's because you got caught.
Thank you to the FDIC.
I also feel like you need to be up more just because, like, that's some pretty serious criminal activity. You ask me, even if it's just with weed.
All right.
So I'd put you, like, right after her.
After her? Or
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, right there.
Hello.
Are you guys sure this is your final ranking?
Yes.
No.
In
Hold up, bro. Why is the skateboarder with the tattoos, bro? Why is he should be first, bro. He should be all the way to the left. All he did was take some Xanax and get in that car crash, bro. And injure his friend, bro. She literally tried to take people and rob people,
Pay for
bro,
a couple.
for their money. Like, what the hell? And then a fucking video of Rowan did and shit. I gotta help find this shit all over again, bro. She's kinda pissing me off.
No.
Yeah, you should definitely be all the way to the
seventh
left, though.
place, we have Zane with a short sentence. In sixth place, we have Dallas. In fifth place, we have Morgan. In fourth, Camille. In third, we have Will. In second, we have Larry. And in first, we have Richard.
For DUI with injury, I was sentenced to 2 years without a license, 3 months of rehab, and 3 months of DUI classes.
For burglary of a dwelling and theft, I was sentenced to 0 to 5 years in state prison.
Because of mitigating circumstances, I was pled down to conspiracy to distribute heroin and sentenced to 5 years.
For organized fraud and grand theft, I was sentenced to 6 years in state prison.
For murder in the third degree, I was sentenced to 15 to 30 years.
For RICO,
They gave this nigga 15 for killing somebody, bro. Just for all you little school darts out there who be thinking about crashing out. See this big number? 15 all the way 30. That's 30 years, buddy. This is what gonna happen, bro, if you try to kill anybody, bro. And if you do kill somebody. Why the fuck does this shit keep reminding? This shit pissing me off.
In sixth place, we have Dallas. In fifth place, we have Oregon. In fourth, Camille. In third, we have Will. In second, we have Larry.
They gave him number 1? Alright, and the stuff he did was a little
For DUI with injury,
not
I was
number one,
sentenced
bro. Come on,
to
bro.
2 years
Top three, bro.
without a license, 3 months of rehab, and 3 months of DUI classes.
For burglary of a dwelling and theft, I was sentenced to 0 to 5 years in state prison.
Because of mitigating circumstances, I was pled down to conspiracy to distribute heroin and sentenced to 5 years.
For organized fraud and grand theft, I was sentenced to 6 years in state prison.
For murder in the third degree, I was sentenced to 15 to 30 years.
for RICO, organized crime, and Hobbs Act robbery, I was sentenced to 4 12-year sentences.
I was charged with
Damn.
conspiracy to trafficking,
48 years?
and racketeering for cannabis.
Yo, that's insane.
And I was sentenced to 98 years
Okay.
on a reverse thing.
Damn, nigga gave me 98 years, bro. Damn.
Share with each other how much time you guys actually served.
Damn, that's damn
I
near
spent 5
100.
days in jail.
Between juvenile, detention, wilderness, foster care, all that stuff included, jail, detention, all that stuff. The longest one-time stretch I did in prison was 18 months, but I've done roughly 5 years total. They sentenced me to 18 months contingent upon completion of the HOPE program, which was like a drug-related program. I completed that program, got out, and was still a drug addict. Picked up more charges after, and luckily they sent me to, it's called drug court. And that's where I found like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. It's where I got long-term sobriety and went through a rehab program in southern Utah. And next month I'll have 15 years of sobriety. So that's
Hey,
what it was all
congrats,
about.
bro. Congrats,
I
bro.
served 4.5 years.
about
They
becoming
gave me
better,
a much
man.
lower
Congrats,
sentence. I was
bro.
able to beat the drug delivery resulting in death because the prosecutor said I did not meet the typical definition of a drug dealer. And again, because my friend's mom was opposing the prosecution, they sort of dropped it to the minimum that they could without making it look like there was extreme sentencing disparities.
I served 4.5 years. I got out on probation, violated my probation. I got sent back and did around 9 months.
I was sentenced to 15 to 30 years, but I wound up getting 10 years suspended for the conspiracy, and I served 10 to 20 years. 10 years in prison, 10 years on the street.
I ended up doing 4 12s duty. You have to do the 12 because I lost good time. Total 14 and a half years.
I'm surprised they only gave the black bull bald head dude. Yeah, I'm surprised they only gave him 10 years, bro. So you tripping, father judge? I gave him at least 15.
12 straight on the Fed bit. Man, my time in prison was pretty wild because I spent 3 years in the hole, over a year straight in the hole. I was
Damn.
abused, strapped down naked, beaten, peed on by guards, all documented, and that's for all fighting the abuses of prison. Had a rough time, but I did quit, got my law degree, and now I help a lot of people.
I've spent
Hey,
32
congrats, bro.
calendars day for day before I got out.
32 years.
32 years.
Maximum security prison. I'm the longest
Damn.
serving nonviolent inmate in the history of this country. They couldn't have gave me any more time. When they said that to
They
me,
gave
I
this
was
guy
like, I looked
32
over
years,
at my
bro.
lawyer and I
32
said,
years is absolutely insane, bro.
They're not serious, are they? He said, don't say a word about it. We'll get you back. It's an illegal sentence, da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, make a long story short, I spent 32 calendars.
You feel like your crime matched your sentence?
For me personally, I did do what I did. I take accountability for it, and I did 18 months, which at the time was a lifetime when I was 19 years old, but it was expected. That was the life I was living at the time. So it's like I don't feel bad about the amount of time that I received for it. I felt it was somewhat fitting.
I get where you do time. We all do time.
Baldy, the little short bald guy, he do seem like he became a better person because of his early issues, man. No, hopefully he becomes a better person, man. No, I'm here for it. I'm here to see it, man. It's great.
I get where you do time. We all do time. I probably got away with more than I did. But when you see pedophiles get
you definitely got away.
Time,
you literally robbed and
gagged
gagged people.
Disparities. I'm not saying that it was wrong. I deserve to be in prison. I'm one of them. But a lot of people did not deserve to do the time they did, or the length of time they did, obviously. So there's a lot of disparities there. So, but I gotta say, it did what I did.
I think I got a great break from not getting that time or getting life in prison, because I thought I would get life in prison because a few of my friends were getting life for lesser crimes, or just having a conspiracy to a murder and they got life.
As someone who struggled with addiction, for all those overdoses I had where Justin technically is the one who sold me the dope, even if it was just like middlemaning, to think that if I would have died, he could have been charged with that makes me sick. But for my 5-year sentence for what I was charged with, because that carries a 20-year mandatory minimum. And if I was black, I would still be in prison. So I cannot be mad about my 5 years when people all across this country are serving way longer sentences when they're charged with that. I'm really sick of burying my friends, and it seems like right now we wait for an overdose to occur so we can punish someone instead of preventing it, because we know what prevents overdoses, and it's not sending people to prison, but that's still the go-to thing that the government is doing. It makes me mad that we can spend millions of dollars either putting people in jail or prison for possession, my charge, which is users most often. It's not like kingpins like it was intended. It's just users, and putting people in prison for 20 years. When if you...
Okay, I think what you're trying to say is, dude, the government is using their resources to the wrong ability. I get it. Why use your money to put the people in prison when you could use it to get the people who are actually using the drugs to help get them help instead of putting just the criminals in prison, bro? You solving a problem temporary, bro. Looking for a permanent fix, bro.
You think about it that much money, if we invested that in treatment, in harm reduction, we could be saving lives. And we still have some of the highest crime rate out of any wealthy country in the world.
Not only the highest crime rate, we have the highest prison incarceration rate, rate per capita or not per capita, actual straight numbers. Most states are past most of these countries. States in the United States have more people incarcerated than these countries. So we can go, and we know it's not working because our recidivism rate is high and our crime rates are high. So why don't we do it? And let's get to that. The big brain, Congress won't pass a law. They all make money, private prisons. It's a big thing. How many jobs are involved? It's all a bunch of bullshit.
I think, for the time that I done for the crime,
they all speaking facts, though.
The time was ridiculous.
Yes.
They have to make adjustments in this country. There's no doubt about it. It's out of control, and there's so many people still in prison. For the crime that I was in prison for nonviolent cannabis charge. There's over 50,000 people in prison right now that need to come home. When they told me 98 years, I said, you gotta be kidding me. For a nonviolent cannabis charge? Something that doesn't hurt people, it only makes them feel better? They got a pain in their foot, or they got a headache, or they wanna just relax? It's really quite incredible.
Can you talk about how you got out early?
The Last Prisoners Project found out about me through my daughter and my son and my nephew. They got in touch with me, and within 2 months I was home. Wow. And I was facing the rest of my life in prison. The bottom line is...
hold up. I'm thinking this nigga been out for at least a few years by now. You telling me this nigga literally recently just now getting out, bruh? Nah, they was doing this nigga bad, bro. So he was booked for the last 32 years, bro. Damn, that shit is actually crazy, bro. Like,
They let me out because they were afraid of what would happen because the media got a hold of it. All the politicians were already getting in line to see how they could get their hands in it, and that's more or less, they didn't want the media on them. That's how fast it happened. I mean, it was like, you gotta be kidding, I'm going home?
What are you doing now?
Now I'm in the cannabis business in the state of Florida. Cannabis, buds and pre-rolls. I'm looking to, I'm expanding as we're speaking right now.
I've got like just a,
So this nigga got booked because of the weed. Now he out right now working to help make money for the weed, bro. It's crazy, bro. He went back to what got him arrested.
just a thought, I guess. I've been out of prison for 17 years now. It feels like it was yesterday. I called my dad the other day. I'm like, I've been out for 17 years. It's crazy. I went when I was 19. My life today, the people that know me today, they would have no clue if they watch this and they're like, what? My solar guy is a prisoner? What the? Like, no way. So like, people can change, things get different. My life today is significantly different than what it was back in the, when I was actively involved in criminal behavior. But yeah, life gets better. Everyone can make that change. So that's kind of the message I want to throw out.
This was a super thing today. This was special. I'll put this on one of my things.